Hello, good morning once again. It's a great morning. I remembered yesterday that one of the days in the election period, I took a walk in a form of a nature reserve with my family, and I kept seeing all these insects, birds, plants, and how, what value they add to nature. I came to love nature. One of the businesses that I do in waste management, our core goal is to make sure that man and development exist, the coexistence of development and man, because normally when development is taking place, industrialization, factories are springing up, concrete buildings in the city, nature is usually disrupted. So in the waste management business, one of the things we do is ensure that development doesn't harm nature. So in a way, I have a personal interest in nature. But during the walk, I realized that a lot. I was taken aback, and I remembered a magazine I was reading. I think it was a Forbes magazine, and they were talking about how science uses or learns from plants and animals to bring up new innovations and solutions to many things. At that time, I think they were talking about the dung beetle and how it has a natural GPS. I can't recall what technology was, what the scientists were learning from it, but it stood out for me because, this is a beetle. It's a dung beetle, and they were talking about a natural GPS that it has and how it operates when the sun is setting or rising. I don't know, I can't recall the detail, but it occurred to me that a lot of things God has created nature also for us to learn from. The Bible says in the beginning, when God created the world, he saw that everything was perfect and everything was good, and he rested, basically saying that everything we need, any technology advancement, any solution to any problem here on earth that's natural, there's a solution already to it. So our study of nature is actually a study called biomimicry, how we study plants and animals to create solutions. It's a whole science. So just to emphasize God's wisdom, that he knew everything we will ever need and created the solution, and some of those solutions are derived from us studying and learning plants and animals, so we can find solutions. For example, I know that in the army they use all these web-like technologies in spying. They use in construction, you have all these that's hexagonal wave of bees and how they make their hives. It's used it has been used in architecture and construction to construct more solid structures, but with light material and so many other things. The sense is biomimicry. So the wisdom of God that he has put in man. The wisest man, Solomon, I think it's in Proverbs 6:6, but also in First Kings 4, I think 33, talks about how this guy, King Solomon, was a student of animals and plants. He studied them, and probably that's how he gained a lot of his wisdom, because they say he's the wisest man that was ever lived, and also the wealthiest. So what are we learning from nature? What has God placed in our midst to learn from nature? So that's a thought I had, and it touched my heart also because one of my businesses is how to protect nature. So what are you learning from nature, and what solutions can you come out of nature? Because God has placed solutions there for us in nature. All right, next time you see an animal or a plant, look at it carefully, study and see what you can learn from it. Maybe there's a solution there for you. All right, God bless you. Have a great day.